Wow, what a crazy year this is shaping out to be already. This is the first time I've come on and spoke in the new year, so Happy New Year. Really get round to doing any kind of December wrap up. I was just too busy, and December's a weird month for me. There's always a lot going on, and the books that I tend to read are very sort of mid. I choose them that way. I just prefer to have low stress, easy reads while everything's going on. So what I thought I would do instead is to just talk about some of the books that I have been reading, enjoying, had thoughts about in the last 2 months, month and a half. I have been devouring the Alliance series by S.J. Tilley. I absolutely flew through the first 3 books and I'm now on the 4th, Hans. Dom has been my favourite so far. These are mafia books where each book the man gets a little bit more crazy as we go along, but it's kind of light-hearted as well. I feel like Dom was the first one where I felt like there was a little bit more of the mafia aspect to it rather than just these guys could have just been rich and a little bit unhinged. But yeah, I absolutely love them. They all have great plus size rep for the FMCs in them because they like their women a little bit chunky. And we love that. I have also been making my way through the Lady of Darkness. What is the series called? Was it called the Lady of Darkness series? I think it's Lady of Darkness. I've been working my way through these books over the December and this month. I have conflicting emotions about the series. On one hand, I am completely absorbed into the story, into the plot. I am committed. I need to know what happens. They are very bingeable, very easy to read. And I am overall having a good time reading the series. My problems are that they are very similar to a lot of other popular series, which doesn't usually bother me. I am a trope chaser. I know what I like and I hunt down the tropes that I like and read series that I know I'm going to enjoy. So finding similar plot lines doesn't usually bother me. There's just something about this one, it's just not gelling. And I found that I'm just not as committed to the characters. I feel like for the main couple, I'm told that they are this great epic love and they have this great bond between them, but I'm not convinced of it. I don't know. But the characters are flawed, they are complex, the world building is good, and yeah, I'm having a good time. I'm going to finish it. I have the novella to finish, The Reaper, and then the final book. I originally started reading this series because I wanted to read the Legacy series. I don't like things being spoiled for me, so I was told to read the series first, and I'm glad I did. I have some character art as well. Look at them. Other than S.J. Tilley, I think my highlights of December were probably picking up my first Stacey Reid, My Darling Duke. It was so good. It's kind of a Beauty and the Beast, themed plot. She needs to fake an engagement to better the prospects of her sisters because their family is in ruin, and she pretends that she is engaged to this recluse, I don't know what it is, the Duke, My Darling Duke. He has some old injuries and a lot of scars that leave him somewhat wheelchair bound after a fire accident, and so he's never seen out in society, and she thought she'd get away with this, and then the lie just spirals and spirals, and it catches his attention, and then he wants to know about this cheeky minx who has been pretending to be his fiance, and obviously he goes to meet her, and shenanigans. It's great. Special shout out goes to Abigail Kelly because I read Cole. It was like a Christmas holiday novella about an orc and a witch. He's an orc cowboy though, and she's a witch who has an issue. Well, not an issue. Her power means that it's difficult for her to cope with physical touch, and they accidentally form bond. And it's so sweet. It's so adorable. It gave me all the gooey feelings. So now I need to go and read the rest of Abigail Kelly's books because it was so good. I tried my hand at Trial of the Sun Queen. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Again, it's just too similar to other series that I've read. Just not grabbing me as well as some of those others did. I'm not interested in finishing the rest of the series. I get that first book is set up in a way that, spoilers, well, is it spoilers? Because we get the POV chapters of the MMC who is not then led to be who she's having a romance with in this book. So I get that there's going to be more to come from it. I just don't care enough to read it. Because I was in my S.J. Tilley era, I also picked up Smokey Darling. Also because I impulsively bought some special editions of Smokey and Latte Darling because they were beautiful. And obviously I'd already read some S.J. Tilley at that point. I knew that I liked her writing, so I just splurged. And I loved it. It was super cute, spicy. It's just all the goodness. There is some terrible miscommunication trope in this, but it gets resolved fairly quickly. It's not too bad. I think I did have a little bit of a tear though, because miscommunication trope really hurts my heart. I don't normally read it, but it was fine. I got a little bit upset. I've been reading some more Gillian West. I read +2. If you tell me that there is a book with a single mum, either on the run with her kids, on the run pregnant, escaping a bad situation, and then there's a bunch of guys who are going to come in and spoil her rotten and treat her like a queen, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. I don't care how many times I've read it in different books across authors. I love it. It gives me a warm feeling inside, and it's just adorable. So I really enjoyed this one. I also dabbled into my first QB Tyler. QB Tyler's been on my TBR for so long. I have so many of her books on my list to read. I felt a little bit intimidated to get started because I know that I'm gonna like them. So I thought I would start with a Christmas novella just to dip my toes in, and I read The Season of Secrets. I listened to the audio, and Jason Clarke, he has a nice voice. It was absolutely delightful. It was very spicy, age gap, boss and assistant, romance. It was just, yeah, read it. Or even better, listen to it if you can. But yeah, there were obviously other books that I read that I found kind of mid, or, I didn't enjoy as much. But we won't talk about those because I don't like trashing books if I don't have to. So what am I reading now? I'm reading Hands by S.J. Tilley. I'm reading Seminole by C.M. Stunich, which is book 2 in the For Love of Aliens series. It's a reverse RMY2's alien romance. It's kind of fun, a bit silly, a bit goofy, but it has a lot of drama going on as well. I'm having a good time reading it, it's fine. I have an arc for Omega Founded by May Pierce that I need to read, like, this weekend, really. So I'm going to get on that soon. It is a Why Choose. It's a Western historical romance, which I'm very excited for. Like a mail order bride situation. I'm finishing The Reaper, which is that novella in the Lady of Darkness series, so that I can go on and just finish the final book. I'm also reading Guardian of the Drowned Empire, which is book 2 in the Drowned Empire series by Frankie Diane Malice. I'm loving this series so far. I will give that its own separate video because I really loved book 1 and I'm liking where book 2 is going. And I've also been dipping my toe back into the Hermione fix. So I read The Library of Alexandria last night, which is just a short little one shot. It's really cute, a little bit spicy. And then I went straight into All You Want, which is an Omegaverse Hermione. So that's really fun. So yeah, that's kind of everything that I've been reading December and January so far. I've been really good at keeping on top of my TBR. Not so much with the planned books, but I've been reading lots, so that's great. So yeah, let me know what you've been reading, what you've been loving in the last couple of weeks, and what you are planning on reading next.